Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show, Real Talk, on Blog Talk Radio. This is me, Erick Totis Oak, and I'm here with my friends, Kelsey Lynne Brown and Henry Draper, and we're here to start our new show, Real Talk, where we talk about the wonderful things that we're doing here on the planet Earth, how we're becoming more aware, and how we're sharing it with everyone on this planet.
Yeah, we're becoming more aware every day by recognizing, that we should, or that we can support the all-natural environment that supports us. And we're making sense of things that way. And we're having a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's right. So we're just going to give everyone just a little short introduction about who we all are. Like I said, I'm Erick Totis Oak. I've circled the sun 26 times so far. I like becoming more aware, poetry, the all-natural environment, exploring oceans, art, and skies, things of that nature.
Yeah, and I'm Henry James Draper. I was born in New Zealand 22 years ago. And yeah, I love being outside in the sun, like with the birds, swimming in the ocean, swimming in rivers, going on swings, playing on playgrounds, all sorts of fun stuff. I love growing food and, looking into how to get this physical body of ours healthy and operating smoothly. And yeah, I really enjoyed talking to Kelsey and Erick as we help each other and support each other to become more aware. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun, and we want to reach out to anyone else that wants to learn and see more, become more aware. It's pretty cool.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Lynne Brown, and I'm actually in Huntington Beach, Surf City, California. I surf out here about every day. I moved down here about a year ago and have a lot of fun going out in the sun and doing what we do as we support the all-natural environment that supports us and as we promote the all-natural environment and what makes sense. We've recently been doing videos once a week every Friday, and they're on my YouTube channel. We've gone over things like bamboo, hydrogen peroxide, microgreens, and anything that makes sense with the natural environment, just like the Native Americans made sense with the environment that supported them, and in turn, we support it. We have a lot of wonderful projects that our founder, Dwayne Hepner, or Dwayne the Great Writer, has created for this planet, and so we're here to promote, start, share, and also see if there will be anyone that will step up to support us as well as we support the entire planet with what we're doing. We're not religious, we're not political, we're not spiritual, metaphysical, transcendental, standard education. We're simply real with what is taking place on your planet Earth, and this is everyone's planet. And the oceans are wonderful. We love the air, the bees, the butterflies that make our wonderful food. And we love to see the sun and the sunlight and breathe fresh air. And so this is something for everyone, what we're doing. And the vessel projects are something that we will share more about. And we are accepting sponsors and contributions, donations, because we want to do children's benefit concerts. Since the children are the future, and based on our decisions and choices and where our conscious and unconscious agreements are, is creating the future or no future for the children of the planet. And us three here as young people, we have a real focus on what makes sense so that we can become more aware and learn to make better choices and have a lot of fun here. So thanks for everybody listening in on our show. And if you're interested in coming on for an interview or possibly sharing your products or getting involved with us in any way, then we're definitely open. We're all three on Facebook. Henry Draper, Erick Oak, Kelsey Brown. I'm on YouTube and LinkedIn, and I have email, phone, WhatsApp, Skype. We're on Skype many days a week so we can talk to individuals all over the world. And we have a whole lot more coming up, but I'll keep some of it short here and let my friends talk.
Yeah, we're going to be doing lots of wonderful things here. And, it's going to, the thing we're focusing on right now is the the children's benefit concerts, which are going to be a whole lot of fun. Just concerts, you know, focusing on the children and the all-natural environment, which is the future, because if we don't support the natural environment, then it can't support us. And if it can't support us, then there's no life here. So we like to live here. That's why everybody is still alive and choosing to be here every day. And so, yeah, we're just finding all these wonderful things like the bamboo and mushrooms and hydrogen peroxide and natural building and food forests and all these kinds of things. And we're just sharing it to help others see that there's so many cool ways to support the natural environment, and it supports us in return, because realistically, we didn't hear these things at school. We were kind of taught how to operate in a system that isn't really supporting the all-natural environment. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun learning and sharing, and that's what this show is going to be about, as we get people on here to interview them about their experience with the all-natural environment and what they're doing to support it and how they came to recognize that it makes sense.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, we've found out there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of knowledge about like certain little things going on in this planet. Yeah, and we'd love it if they came on and talked to us about what they're researching, what they know, because, you know, it can all come together and we can all turn it around to make a real benefit for this planet and what's going on. You know, takes everyone.
Yeah, and what we do is for everyone. We're real, like we say. We just do what makes sense for everyone, because the all-natural environment supports everybody. So if we support it, we support, everybody, every being on this earth. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, we've recently kind of just met each other here in the last year or so, and we're doing a whole lot, having a whole lot of fun, and anyone else can step up and, get involved. It's really cool.
Right. So, Henry, would you like to tell us briefly when you kind of like woke up to what's like kind of going on?
Yeah, so I've always loved like spending time in nature growing up. And things like I mentioned earlier, I spent a lot of time hiking for days in the bush and going fishing and sailing and stuff. And when I was 18 years old, I went to France to look for a job on these like super yachts or mega yachts. And the money was really good, and I love being on the ocean and things. So this is what I went there to do. And after about 7 weeks of walking the docks and trying to get a job, I eventually got offered a couple of really good paying jobs in Greece and one in Southeast Asia. But by that time, I had been witnessing just how polluted and how polluted the natural environment was, and how people really didn't seem to care or do anything about it. Like every day, the people just like littering and, like consuming so much waste, and, all the boats I was going to work on were just polluting with huge amounts of fuel in the ocean. So these billionaires could just parade around the Mediterranean for the summer, and something just didn't seem quite right. And so I kind of made the decision that I wanted to do something about it. And so I decided to go back to New Zealand and go back to university, but change my degree, and I studied biodiversity for a little while. And from there, I've just been, I learned about hemp, and I became very passionate about hemp and trying to use that as a building material and a food source, and, as a plastic, as clothing, and all these things it can do. And since then, I've just been, trying to do what I could to figure out how I can help this planet, or help the natural environment on this planet. And yeah, so I ended up doing like volunteering on organic farms in a few countries while I was traveling. And then when I came across the new presentation that Dwayne Hebner has founded, and the Vessel projects, which we'll talk about more, and we can send people the business plan for those if they like. And they were looking, and it said on the website that of the new presentation, they were looking for people who were who had experience in permaculture and food forests and these kinds of things, and mushroom farming, which I did. And so I said, well, yeah, I'd love to get involved with these people who are really making sense of their lives here, you know, with the all-natural environment, how it supports us, and everything just really clicked with me and made sense. So I contacted Kelsey, actually, and asked how I could get involved. And of course, there's always something to do. And so that was 6 months ago, and we've been doing things since with our videos and things. And now we've got this radio show. Yeah, and it just makes sense, you know, as you look around, as I look around every day, and people driving their cars when they can ride their bikes, and consuming more plastic and things than they need, and you know, there's free energies and all sorts of cool things to explore that we can do that support the natural environment. Yeah, so it's fun because we're doing what we want. You know, there's not, you know, I'm doing what I can to achieve what I'm here to do, which is, you know, support the natural environment. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and what about you, Kelsey? Do you want to share how you started noticing that, you know, we got a bit of an issue here with the all-natural environment and what's taking place?
Sure. So I grew up in the United States and went through the public educational system like most do, and I started to pay attention to how the indigenous people and the Native Americans lived compared to what we do today with, like you mentioned, and the petroleum, the running of the cars on petroleum when we could run cars on water, and different things that were taking place on the planet with the lines in the skies that were happening, and different frequencies I also noticed, which we've since found are from the heart machines. I used to receive heart palpitations, and it was from heart machines and these different effects from what is taking place from those that are controlling the planet. So with that, I started to dig a little deeper and do my own research. I went to a university, and I was a criminal justice sociology double major, and eventually changed that to criminal justice psychology minor. Up in about my 4th year, I did lots of investigation on what is happening to our natural environment with just the foods, as an example, and our water, the fluoride of the water, and the chlorine, and just the simple things that we need here to survive, which is air, food, and water, and also what is taking place through the medical community with weaponized vaccines and viruses that are also being sprayed in the air. So a lot of investigation took place on my end into many different levels and many different scenes, and I decided that I wanted to do something different, and always been interested in what is different according to the society's view, to see more. And eventually I found DUANE, the great writer, and what he is presenting here and with the Vessel projects, and how a wonderful opportunity it is for the youth and the children, young people, and whoever you are in some way, whatever your abilities are, to contribute to the natural environment. There's always something that every individual can do. It doesn't matter what your abilities are or are not. And so since then, I really focused on this and sharing it and deciding to do what we're doing now with more investigation and put it out there and see if we can create a benefit for the children of this world and ourselves, and see who wants to wake up and actually create a benefit with real food, real air, real water, hydroponics, and the Vessel projects, which is a bigger picture. We're also creating the nation's United Universal University, and we'll have Dean Val come on our shows one day, and he'll be able to talk about that a little bit more. I'm also pursuing the master's degree with the current educational system, so there's a huge comparison with what we're doing compared to the academia and the scientific community, since we're actually making sense of things like the Native Americans did. And what we're finding is it's a lot more like the air you breathe. It's the invisible things. So that's what we really pay attention to here, and we're interested in really reaching out and seeing what others have to share with us and getting outside of ourselves and coming together, since this is everyone's planet. And there are many things that are affecting our planet: the fish and the ocean, the foods that we eat, from the choices that each one of us make, conscious or unconscious, every day. Just like we have Fukushima going on, we have the Wi-Fi, we have EMFs and 5G. We've just been learning about the blue light technology, and we've been learning more about grounding from many different perspectives.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Kelsey.
Yeah, and what about you, Eric? What was your experience with coming to, you know, support the all-natural environment?
So, I've always been super big on doing my own like research and like learning, like at my own pace or whatever. But I think like the biggest thing was trying to connect to like life itself, and like trying to see if there was more to everything. Like, you know, I was trying to connect to nature. You know, I was a big nature like hiking kid. Being outside, I love being outside. I love the oceans. And like I was really into like connecting with that. And then so it was, plus it's like right in your face, like all the pollution and stuff going on, all like the destruction that's happening, just like the abject destruction. So I was like curious if there was like something more that could be done about this, you know. And then it was Kelsey that kind of presented to me the new presentation and the vessel projects and things like that. And since then, I've just been trying to focus on that and what we're doing, supporting the all-natural environment through our projects, through projects that make sense, like using sustainable materials like bamboo, reusable things, converting cars to run on water, because all of this stuff is already there. Life provides everything for us already. It's just you know, going about working it, you know, the right way, learning how to work it the right way. But yeah, it just makes sense to me to support what supports you, you know.
And that's what we do here. We all support each other. Like sounds like you have some birds, Henry. What kind of birds are those outside?
Probably some tuis, maybe some sparrows. Yeah.
Nice. Sounds like they came to listen to the show.
Yeah, they're always listening. They're always singing. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, you guys can find us. We're all over the place, like Kelsey said. We're on YouTube. We make videos every Friday. We're going to be starting this radio show every Thursday, and we're going to do one Saturdays too, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So you can just Google and convert that to your time if you want to tune in. And yeah, we're going to be finding really knowledgeable people to come on and talk about what they know. I think there's a guy who knows about Fukushima. I'd be really interested to get him on the show, because that's really, really important. The irradiation of the oceans. It'd be cool to get some really aware moms on the show and their kids, because kids are really super aware. They're a lot more aware of things than most adults know. And yeah.
And Henry just talked to a fellow. Well, we've been watching Dr. Jack Cruz, a friend of ours here, Keith Ranch, who's in the book by Ed McCabe, Flood Your Body with Oxygen, which is where we learned about hyperbaric chambers and ozone therapies, oxygen therapies, H2O, hydrogen peroxide, 35% food-grade hydrogen peroxide. Well, we were referred to this Dr. Jack Cruz, And there's also another individual that has learned from him. His name is Nathan, and Henry just talked to him today, so we might have him on our show. And any others that are listening to the show, feel free to join us, or young people out there that want to share something and what you're experiencing and seeing in your community. As an example, what's taking place in Flint, Michigan, or other parts of the world. And also there's certain water situations in Georgia, and really it's the whole United States and the whole world. There's something taking place. There's individuals that are still having a situation with the pipeline in the Dakotas, which realistically affects everyone. It's not just one community, it's actually the whole world. So this is where we all come together and decide to focus and make sense of what we do. Because again, it's not just an isolated event. We're all on the same planet. So if there's smog in China and people can't breathe, it'll eventually get here too. And we all are connected in a particular way, and the planet does have its own consciousness, and then the consciousness of people here as well. So the planet has a lot to say also with what's taking place here, and so this is where we're seeing certain things take place. And also it's from what the humans are doing and what we each unconsciously or consciously agree to. So this is where we're deciding to consciously agree to what makes sense and share something real and wonderful and see what we can do, and who else wants to do the same thing. So like Erick said, we are on Facebook and YouTube. I'm also creating a website, realtalk.strikingly.com. You'll be able to see some of our previous videos, and we'll have upcoming videos on my YouTube channel. And Erick and Henry have created a YouTube channel for Real Talk, so we'll have our videos uploaded there as well. And like Erick said, those are videos on Fridays, and then Thursdays and Saturdays are live shows on blogtalkradio.com/NUWAVIS, and that's is with 3 S's, and that'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and that's going to be live radio. Those will be audios. And when they're uploaded on YouTube, they may have images on them for fun that you can check out. And feel free to invite us on your shows too. We'll all come and talk and have a lot of fun getting to know each other and making sense.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
No, go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's super cool once you start to support what supports you, which is the natural environment, because that's what makes sense to survive here. Like Kelsey said, the Native Americans and other indigenous peoples of this earth did. And once you're like in tune with the earth, which our biological bodies are, and things, life just gets a lot more simpler, and it's just a lot of fun doing what makes sense. And yeah, so we just want to share that with people because it's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. So yeah, that's it's basically what we're doing here. Thank you everyone for joining us and listening to our first episode, and stay tuned for more.
Bye everyone, thanks.
Bye.
Ciao.